Every date carries a vibration. Your birth date is not just a number, it is a key that unlocks the story of your past and the lessons you are meant to learn in this life. If you listen carefully, the numbers whisper about your karma. Today, I will guide you to understand what your birth date truly reveals about your path. Your birth date is the code of your karma. At first, this may sound like a poetic phrase, but when you look deeper, you will begin to understand that every moment you entered into this life was not random. The day, the month, and the year you were born carry within them a vibration, an imprint, and a hidden order. Just as the body is shaped by genetics and environment, the soul is guided by patterns that existed long before the physical form came to be. The numbers that form your birth date are not accidental. They act like a key, unlocking the doors to your past, your tendencies, your challenges, and the opportunities your spirit has chosen to encounter. Karma, in its truest sense, is not something to be feared. It is not about punishment or reward, but about balance and growth. The moment of your birth marks the beginning of this chapter of your journey, but the story itself has been written across lifetimes. Imagine karma as a field of energy that is constantly adjusting, recalibrating, seeking to restore harmony. Your birth date functions like coordinates on this map, pointing you toward the lessons that are most important for you to learn in this lifetime. Some will find in their numbers the tendency toward leadership. Others will discover an inclination for service. And still others will face the challenge of letting go of fear or attachment. These patterns are not restrictions. They are guidance. When you start to look at your birth date, not as a coincidence, but as a code, you begin to awaken to a deeper layer of existence. Numbers become symbols, each carrying its own wisdom. For example, the number 1 speaks of beginnings and individuality, while the number 2 reminds you of balance and cooperation. The date you were born shapes the lens through which you experience the world, but it also gives you hints about the obstacles that may appear again and again until you learn their lesson. Karma is the teacher, and your birth date is the textbook written specifically for you. To understand this truth does not mean to be trapped by it. Quite the opposite. It means to gain clarity. When you know the tendencies that come with your numbers, you can observe yourself with awareness. Instead of falling blindly into old patterns, you begin to choose differently. Awareness allows transformation, and the transformation allows liberation. This is why the code of your karma is not a prison, but a key. The numbers are not telling you what must happen. They are showing you what can be transcended. Life is not about escaping karma. It is about understanding it. By reflecting on the hidden meaning of your birth date, you align yourself with the deeper intelligence of the universe. You no longer ask, "Why is this happening to me?" But instead, "What is this teaching me?" In this way, the numbers reveal their wisdom, The code becomes clear, and the path unfolds before you, not as fate written in stone, but as a journey guided by consciousness. Numbers are silent teachers of the soul. They do not speak with a voice that the ears can hear, yet their influence is present in every step of life. Numbers shape the rhythm of existence, from the cycles of the moon to the beating of your heart, from the breath you take to the years you live. They carry vibrations, energies, and truths that are beyond opinion or belief. Whether you acknowledge them or not, numbers surround you as invisible guides. When you were born, a unique arrangement of numbers was given to you through your date of birth. This arrangement became a silent message, an echo from the universe, designed to remind you of who you are and what you have come here to learn. The silence of numbers is not empty. It is profound. Just as a monk can sit in stillness and radiate wisdom without words, numbers too hold within them lessons for those who are willing to listen. The number 1, for instance, teaches independence and the power of beginnings. The number 2 teaches harmony, patience, and the value of relationships. The number 3 carries creativity, joy, and expression, while 4 reminds us of discipline, order, and stability. Each number is a teacher, and when placed together in your birth date, they form a council of wisdom, unique to your soul. The silence of these teachers forces you to look inward, to reflect deeply, to awaken an inner understanding rather than simply relying on external voices. The reason numbers are silent is because the truth they carry cannot be forced. It must be discovered. A loud teacher may instruct you with rules, but a silent teacher draws wisdom from within your own heart. In the same way, the numbers in your birth date will not command you to live a certain way. They simply hold a mirror to your tendencies, your gifts, and your challenges. If you are sensitive, you can feel their guidance. If you are resistant, you will still experience their influence. Through repeated patterns, through lessons that come back again and again until they are fully learned. To recognize numbers as silent teachers is to change your relationship with life itself. Life is not random, and neither are your struggles or successes. They are part of the design of your soul's curriculum, and the numbers provide the syllabus. The silence invites you to take responsibility. Instead of asking why others behave in certain ways, you begin to notice how your own energy attracts particular experiences. Instead of fighting circumstances, you begin to look for the deeper message hidden inside them. Numbers are not noise. They are harmony. They are the background music of existence. When you attune yourself to their wisdom, you begin to walk in rhythm with the universe rather than against it. You discover that nothing is accidental, not even the day you were born. In this silence, you hear the clearest voice, the voice of your own soul, reminding you of the path you came here to walk. Karma is not punishment, but awakening. Many people misunderstand karma as something to be feared. as if it were a force waiting to strike whenever mistakes are made. This way of thinking creates tension and guilt, and it blocks the natural flow of growth. Karma is not here to make you suffer. It is here to guide you. It is not the hand that strikes, but the mirror that reflects. What you experience in this life is not a random series of events. It is the unfolding of lessons that your soul needs in order to wake up. When you plant a seed, it will eventually grow into a tree, but the type of tree depends entirely on the seed itself. If you plant an apple seed, you will not get an orange tree. Karma works in the same way. The actions, thoughts, and intentions you plant will one day grow into experiences. This is not punishment, it is simply cause and effect. The universe is always seeking balance, and karma is the natural mechanism through which that balance is restored. If you acted from fear, you will one day be placed in a situation where you must confront that fear. If you acted from love, that love will circle back to you in ways you may not expect. Awakening comes when you begin to see this law clearly. Instead of feeling victimized by circumstances, you recognize that everything has meaning. Every challenge you face is an opportunity for growth, every difficulty a chance to release old patterns. Karma is the teacher that repeats lessons until they are learned, not out of cruelty, but out of patience. Imagine a kind teacher who allows you to retake a test as many times as necessary until you finally understand the material. That is how karma works. It does not punish you for failing. It gives you endless opportunities to awaken. When you look at karma as awakening, you shift from fear to empowerment. You no longer avoid responsibility because you see that responsibility is the gateway to freedom. If you created patterns in the past, you can also create new ones in the present. Karma is dynamic, not fixed. It is a flow that responds to awareness. The moment you become conscious of your choices, you are already beginning to transform your destiny. Awakening is not about escaping karma, but about participating in it with clarity. Every difficulty you encounter is a doorway. Every conflict, every disappointment, every challenge is a chance to remember who you really are. Karma will place before you exactly what you need to see. And once you learn the lesson, the pattern dissolves. This is why karma is not a prison, but a path. The pain it sometimes brings is not punishment. It is the gentle shaking of the soul, urging you to open your eyes. Awakening means to realize that life is not happening against you. It is happening for you, guiding you back to balance, harmony, and truth. Destiny changes the moment awareness begins. Until awareness arises, life often feels like a script already written. You wake up, follow routines, repeat patterns, and encounter the same challenges again and again. Without awareness, these patterns feel unavoidable, as though destiny is fixed and unchangeable. But this is not the truth. The truth is that destiny is fluid, like a river. It flows according to the path carved by past choices, habits, and karma. Yet the moment awareness enters, you are no longer drifting unconsciously. You become the one who steers the boat. Awareness is the turning point. It is the light that reveals the patterns you have been repeating, often without knowing it. Think of a person who always chooses relationships that cause pain, or someone who repeatedly sabotages opportunities for success. Without awareness, they believe life is unfair, that destiny has cursed them. But when awareness arises, the cycle becomes visible. They see that their own beliefs, fears, or attachments are shaping those experiences. The very act of seeing transforms destiny, because awareness gives you the power to choose differently. This is why awareness is often described as awakening. To awaken means to step out of automatic living, to stop running on the programming of the past. Once you see clearly, you no longer respond blindly. You pause, you reflect, and you act with intention. At that moment, destiny changes. What seemed impossible before suddenly becomes possible because awareness dissolves the chains of unconscious repetition. Even the most difficult karma can be transformed when it is met with clear awareness. Awareness does not remove challenges from life, but it changes your relationship to them. Instead of feeling like a victim of fate, you begin to see challenges as invitations for growth. Instead of asking, why me? You ask, what is this teaching me? That shift in perspective changes everything. Life stops being something that happens to you and becomes something that happens through you. This shift is where true freedom begins. Awareness also deepens your connection with the present moment. Many people are trapped in memories of the past or fears of the future, and so their destiny feels heavy, determined by what has already happened or what might happen. But awareness brings you back to now, and in the now, you are no longer limited by yesterday. The choices you make in this very moment have the power to redirect the course of your life. Destiny is not a fixed road. It is an unfolding path, and awareness allows you to walk it with clarity and strength. The moment awareness begins, destiny becomes flexible. It bends, it opens, it responds to your consciousness. You realize that you are not just a passenger in life. You are also the navigator. Awareness grants you the ability to align your actions with your deepest values, to live not out of habit, but out of wisdom. That is when destiny changes, not because the past disappears, but because the present becomes alive with possibility. To know your numbers is to know your path. At first, this may seem mysterious, but numbers are not only symbols of mathematics. They are vibrations of life. Every number carries a quality, a frequency, and an essence. When you were born, the numbers of your birth date became a unique combination that reflects your inner design. They serve as a map, guiding you toward the lessons, challenges, and opportunities you are meant to experience in this lifetime. To study these numbers is to uncover a mirror of the soul. Numbers are everywhere in existence. Nature follows their order. The spiral of a shell, the pattern of a sunflower, the orbit of planets, all are guided by numerical harmony. This is why numbers are often referred to as the language of the universe. They express truths that cannot be changed by opinion or belief. In the same way, your birth numbers reveal truths about your inner nature. You may ignore them, but their influence remains, quietly shaping the rhythm of your journey. When you take time to understand your numbers, you begin to see the outline of your path more clearly. For example, if your birth numbers highlight independence, life will repeatedly place you in situations where you must stand on your own. If your numbers carry the vibration of cooperation, you will face lessons in partnership, patience, and harmony. These patterns are not punishments, they are invitations. Each number shows you where your growth lies, what gifts you carry, and what obstacles you are meant to transform. Knowing your numbers means recognizing the blueprint of your life, the inner compass that directs you even when the outer world feels uncertain. But knowledge of numbers is not meant to limit you. It is not about putting yourself into a fixed category. Instead, it is about awareness. Once you know the energies you are working with, you gain the ability to navigate them consciously. If you understand that your path is one of leadership, you will approach challenges with courage instead of fear. If you understand that your path is one of service, you will embrace humility instead of resisting it. In this way, numbers become companions on the journey, reminding you of your deeper purpose. To know your numbers is to cultivate clarity. Instead of walking blindly, you walk with direction. Life still unfolds with its mysteries, but you are no longer lost in confusion. You begin to recognize patterns, synchronicities, and signs that guide you forward. Awareness of your numbers gives you the confidence to step into your path with trust, because you understand that even the struggles are part of the design. They are not accidents, but stepping stones. Ultimately, the numbers are not outside of you. They are within you. They are reflections of the energy your soul carries into this world. By knowing them, you come closer to knowing yourself. And to know yourself is the essence of the path. When you walk with this knowledge, life ceases to feel random. It becomes meaningful, purposeful, and aligned. To know your numbers is, in truth, to awaken to the path that has always been waiting for you.